Hi everyone, it's Angie the Craftnado. I hope you guys are all doing well today. It is Thursday, the first Thursday in November, and I'm just sitting down to do my WIP and Chat with you guys and talk about the event a little bit and just in general talk about what's been going on with me this week. So first of all, I just want to say that this week for November is Mindy's week to do the prize. So she did her WIP and Chat on yesterday. So for the prize entries for this week for November, hashtag NovemberDP, watch Mindy's WIP and Chat and you will find out how to be eligible for the prize for this week. My prize I will announce on next week's WIP and Chat, which will be next Thursday. But I still hope you'll stick with me and hang out and craft with me and see what I've been up to this week. All right, so as always, we'll start off and I'll just show you my progress on my various crafts because there's a lot of them. So this week I made a little bit of progress on my Sampler's Cove Enya cross stitch pattern. I don't think I'm going to be finished with this for Christmas because this is all I've gotten done. Yeah, not much progress since last time. I'm sorry about that. I have been yarny lately. I've been so yarny. So next I'll show you a project that I started in honor of November, even though it's a DP event. I did start a cross stitch project for November. And I got this adorable project bag. Let me show you the inside of it. From a shop on Etsy. Isn't that cute? It's a gnome project bag. Yes, super cute. I'll link the name of the shop in the description of this. It's a really nice project bag. But I decided to pull out one of my stamped cross-stitch kits to work on for November. And this is what it's going to look like. Aren't those guys just adorable? And I love the like Nordic kind of pattern there. I don't have very much done on it. I just was working on it. In fact, I'm just across the first row. I worked on it while I listened to Mindy's live on Saturday, and that was all I did on that. But I'm going to get back into it. Like I said, I've been yarny, so my real progress that I'm going to show you next is everything yarny I've been doing, and then we'll get into DP stuff. Okay. The first thing that not the first thing, but the first thing I'm going to show you that I'm working on is this gorgeous scarf that I'm making for my daughter Maddie. I'm going to make one for Emily in gray. Emily wants an infinity scarf, so I'm going to do a different stitch pattern for hers. This is called a bean stitch, and I learned this from Creative Grandma on YouTube. I absolutely love her tutorials. She shows the most beautiful stitches, and she is such an easy teacher. She's just really a good teacher, and you can really just, she repeats herself and she goes slowly for beginners, and it's really nice. So this is on a 5-weight weird yarn. It's, I don't even know what it is. Let me see if I have a skein here. I got it on clearance at Joann's. It's called Knit and Crochet Plush. It's acrylic, viscous, and polyamide. I don't know. But it's really fuzzy and soft. It's nice. So I got quite a, that's a lot of crocheting. I got quite a bit done on that. So I worked on that. I'm continuing to work on the baby blanket for my niece's baby, and I think I showed you guys this last week, but I don't quite remember, so I'm going to show you again. I've gotten quite a bit finished on it, and I think that this is just turning out beautiful. I love this stitch. This is, again, a Creative Grandma tutorial, the box shell stitch. And I absolutely love how it's the 3D effect with the raised shells. Very pretty, but very time consuming. So I've been working a little bit on that. I also started and I got just a small start, but it's going to be cool. It's going to be amazing, and I'm going to be so proud of it when it's finished. A tree skirt. So this is going to be a Christmas tree skirt. It's just a really simple pattern with dips and valleys that are, you work in and you work around. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm also working on a blanket using Bernat blanket yarn, which is really heavyweight, or it's a real thick yarn, real like a super bulky, and it's really difficult to work with, but it's very, very soft yarn. And this is just a simple pattern. I've been doing some research and I've been doing some experimenting, and what I've learned is that when you're working with a super bulky yarn like this, it's best to stick with a simple stitch or a simple pattern. So this is, I think it's called Fisherman's Net. I believe that's what it's called, but it's really easy to do. It's just a single crochet, but what you do is instead of working through both posts at the top, you only work through the back post, and it creates this kind of ridged effect. And this is going to be a long project because look at how wide this blanket is. I can't get it all in the shot, but it's incredibly wide. I'm making this for Jeff, and I had him gauge the width that he wanted, and this is how wide he wanted it. So this one's going to take me a while, and it's going to be extremely expensive because that Bernat blanket yarn is not cheap. Then I have been working also on some more squares. I'm making 3 different mosaic granny square afghans using Premier Yarns puzzle. And oh goodness, I almost had a mishap there. And I'm using 3 different ones. So this is the first one, and this one is this one. And it's kind of cool because each square, because of the way this is variegated, turns out differently. And the mosaicness, the 3D-ness of the stitch doesn't quite show up as well as in this one as it does in some of the other colors. Let me show you. I think it shows up best in this one. But you can see those ridges that come out, just really pretty. So I've done about 1 million, literally 1 million of these squares, and that is this color. And then this color, or this pattern. And I like all of them, but I think I like that icy blue one the best. It's really pretty. Then I just got, from FedEx just left, and I had to grab it and start working on it immediately because of course I did. But I don't know how I like it. I ordered a bunch of yarn from Premier Yarn's website, and I got some stuff that was on like clearance. And I don't know if I really love this. It's called Chamonix. It's a 2-weight yarn. I've never worked with anything that teeny before, and I find I'm having a really hard time. It's like trying to crochet with embroidery thread. It's really little, and it's mohair, so it's got all of these long hairs coming out of it that kind of pull in your hook, and it's a little bit difficult to work with, but I think I'm going to make a scarf out of this. Because I didn't realize when I ordered it, because I don't look at things. I looked at the color and how many yards were in a skein, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that's pretty. I'll get that. And I, didn't pay attention to much else. So I only bought, I think, 6 skeins of it. So I'm not going to be able to do any kind of a huge project. So I think I'll make a scarf or 2 out of that. Probably 2. I could probably get 2 scarves. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I've never worked with anything that thin of a weight of yarn before, so I'm not sure how far it's going to go exactly. All right, last but not least, let's talk about diamond painting. I only have 1 finish to show you this week, and it's a very small finish. I did this partial paper quill design, special shaped, and I showed this in the unboxing. I did an unboxing for this company and then showed the finish at the end of the unboxing, so you probably already saw this. But I wasn't going to leave it out because it's my one and only finish this week. I also worked on my Anticipation of the Day Ahead by Chuck Pinson and DAC. That's a Christmas gift for my mother, and I did get some work done on that as well. But you guys have seen it, and it's so big I wasn't going to haul it over here because, you know, you're not going to notice the difference that much in the progress that I've made. So I have also worked on this gnome. I just got a small start on this, and I have seen in the Instagram posts, I've seen some others that have finished this, and it looks great. So I am working on this one as well. Happy fall, y'all, with the cute little animal print hats. Love them. And I also got a small start on this guy, which I have also seen a lot of posts on Instagram of people working on it. And I just got this corner here not even completely done. But holy apconfetti, I didn't realize that there was going to be so much confetti in this. But, you know, it is what it is. And I apologize for my lack of diamond painting progress, but I have been just feeling so yarny lately. I have just been crocheting my head off. And I'm a craftnado. That's just what I do. I craft what I want to craft when I want to craft it. And I'm sure that my, you know, full strength diamond painting mojo will come back soon. But let's get started. So this is the canvas that I'm going to work on today. I kitted it up last night. I haven't started it yet. It just says Merry Christmas with, again, animal print. I don't know what my deal is with animal print this week. Huh, interesting. I was noting a theme. They have their animal print hats, and I love the plaid, and I love the barn background. I think this is going to be really, really cute. So without further ado, let's get started. We got to welcome our special guests. I'm sitting, I probably should have done this in my craft room today, just so that I could have these guys sitting on the table. But my lower back is really killing me to sit at that table. So I'm in my recliner with my lap desk, like I normally am for WIP and Chats. So I've got Norman and Norma, my great new friends from Pam. Thanks again, Pam. They're so cute, and they're going to keep us company here while we diamond paint. So hopefully they will be able to hang out there on the edge of the lap desk, and they won't be too much in the way. I think they'll be fine. All right, let me get my glasses on because I'm old and I can't see. And my gnome cover minder from Diana. Thanks again, Diana. I love, love, love him. Super cute. And she did tell me she got this from Cover Minders Shoban on Etsy. So if you're interested in picking up a gnome cover minder, I'm not sure if she still has any in her shop, but you can take a look. Norman just took a dive. Let's see if I can get him to sit maybe on the arm of the chair a little bit better. You know what it is they've got sand in their bottoms, and I'm moving around, and he's not fully, like, his sand isn't leveled out. That's okay. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. It might be a little bit cumbersome, but I gotta have my friends here while I'm diamond painting today. So let's get started, and I will talk about, you know, whatever comes up. I don't really have a schedule of things to talk about. I'm not very organized when it comes to that. I just kind of go off on whatever comes to mind. So this past week was Halloween. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. I know it's not for a lot of people, but I really enjoy Halloween. We don't get any trick-or-treaters here where I live. We live kind of in the country. And so we always go to my sister's house. She has a big party, and I think I've told you guys before, she lives in a neighborhood and she gets tons of trick-or-treaters, and I just love to go and see the kids all dressed up and see everybody having such a good time. And I really, really enjoy Halloween, and I love giving. I love giving people gifts, and so giving candy is, you know, kind of like giving a gift. And it's just fun to see the cuteness. And my granddaughters, Marie and Lila, they are 4 and 2. And I took them trick-or-treating. And oh my God, did we have a blast. It was so much fun. They were little candy monsters. They are at the ages where they're finally starting to get it. you know what I mean? And they just wanted to go and go and go. At the end of the night, when it was all over, my granddaughter Marie said to me, Granny, they call me Granny. Granny, oh no, there goes Norman. Norman took a fall. I'll see if I can get him. Norman doesn't want to stay put. He's a rambler. Stay put, Norman. Let me see if I can flatten his butt. There, that's going to work better. Maybe. Maybe I didn't flatten his butt enough. But she said, Granny, I want to go trick-or-treating again. Can we go back trick-or-treating to more houses? I said, oh, no, honey, it's over with. We have to wait until next year. And she cried. It was so cute. But, I mean, it wasn't cute that she cried, but it was cute that she was that into trick-or-treating. And her mom and dad went with us, too, but I took them up to all the houses and that. And even the 2-year-old, she was just a little candy monster. But I was so impressed with their manners. They both said thank you every single time without being reminded. And, I mean, I know that that should be a given, but they're so little, you know, that you don't know exactly what to expect all the time. So I was really impressed with them that they were so, they had such good manners, especially in the excitement of the moment. Sometimes, you know, when kids are excited, they can forget their manners or, you know, just get so excited that they just go wild. But they were really good. So that was Halloween. And then on Monday, my daughter, Emily, texted me and asked if I would hang out with the girls while they had to go out of town to go to the Apple store. I don't know, my son-in-law had an appointment at the Apple store, and they had to drive about an hour and a half to get there. And the girls didn't want to go. So they came and hung out with Granny instead. And we had a good time. We played with the chickens. You know, we got treats and went out and fed the chickens treats. And I let the girls collect eggs. And then we came in and cooked the eggs right away. And they just love eating those fresh eggs right after we've collected them. They think that that's the coolest thing. My granddaughter Marie said to me, she said, Granny, where do the eggs come from? And I said, from their butts. And she cracked up. So now all the time, she's like, Granny, those eggs come from the chicken's butts. And she's just so cute when she says it. She's just they're both adorable girls. I'm really lucky. I mean, I have great kids. Both of my daughters and my son are just awesome kids, and my granddaughters are just sweethearts too. I got really, really lucky. I'm going to say it was luck rather than, you know, professional parenting, because there were a couple times I qualified for the Mother of the Year award, and not in a good way. You know, we all do our best, but we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I wasn't a perfect mother. And so I'm just so impressed with the way all of my kids have turned out, or are turning out, I should say. Oh, speaking of that, for those of you that follow me and know that Maddie was, when we were on our way home from the retreat, Maddie had gotten a job interview for her dream job, and she did get that job. So she's been there for about 2 weeks now, and she is just loving it. She is the activities director for an assisted living nursing home memory care center in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So that's kind of an upper class area, and it's kind of it's a really expensive treatment or, you know, facility, and she is really enjoying herself. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about with her is she always has had such an affinity for the elderly. I am really afraid that when she experiences losses, it's going to hit her really hard, because she has already, just in 2 weeks, grown some pretty fond attachments to some of the residents. So she calls me frequently and talks to me about what they're doing and what their activities are and just the kind of funny things that happen to her throughout the day. I told her she should collect her memoirs and, you know, write them down in a journal and then someday, you know, publish it. It would be kind of interesting because I have a deep respect for our elder population as well. I was very close with my grandparents, and my grandparents were quite old when I was born. And so when I was growing up, they were on the older end of the grandparent scale. I was really lucky to have them with me as long as I did, and my grandma was my best friend, and I think I've shared that before. And, you know, I miss her daily, but just the stories and the wealth of information and experiences and what they've gone through in their lives. I mean, my grandmother grew up during the Depression. Well, my grandpa too. But, you know, she was one of 13 children. It was a hard life. They had a farm. It's just a really interesting. She was a live-in maid for a doctor down in Detroit for a while in her youth, and she had some really interesting stories to tell about that. Kind of country mouse living in the big city, you know, when she was a young girl, and not a young girl, but, you know, late teens, early 20s. And then she worked during the war, she worked at the Sunshine Biscuit Company here in town, and she had some, you know, pretty cool stories about that. And our downtown area, the city we live in, has a deep and rich history. It was a big lumber area, and was very affluent in its heyday. And just the pictures that she had and the memories that she had of our downtown area were just amazing, and such a stark juxtaposition to what we have today, which is, I mean, we have virtually no industry. The, you know, economy really tanked with the auto industry and leaving, and just it's a depressed area. So just to see the, you know, the stories she would share of the city in its heyday and the pictures that she had were just really cool stories. And then my grandfather was in World War II. He was stationed in France. He worked in the medical division. He was the mechanic for the ambulances and, you know, medical vehicles. So he would arrive onto the scene when battles were over, to kind of, because the people, you know, he was working for, the doctors and the medics, were tending to the injured. And so his stories about World War II were just absolutely mesmerizing. He had so many, just, you know, and I regret that I didn't get more time to spend with him, talking to him and picking his brain about those things when he was with us, because just, it was such just so many anecdotes of interesting things that happened to him, and just sad and deplorable things that he witnessed. And it's hard to even imagine having to go through something like what he had to live through. I mean, my grandparents lived through so much. It's really amazing when you think about the older generation and what they have lived through in their lifetime. But yeah, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but anyways, I suppose it was because I'm glad, all that to say, I'm glad that Maddie is a person who values the lives and contributions of our elderly citizens. And it is really heartwarming that she is so passionate about it. And she's really having a good time with it. She's coming up with so many good ideas of activities that she wants to implement. And I'm really happy for her. She sounds so joyful when she calls to tell me about her day and things that have happened. So I'm just so happy for her that that is working out well for her. And then Nate, who knows what Nate's going to be when he grows up? We still got time to think about that. And speaking of Nate, little shit, he's home today ruining my life. No, I'm just kidding. He's not ruining my life. But yeah, today is Thursday, and he's home today, very unscheduled. Don't worry, he's not sick or anything. We got a group text late last night from the school district. It's the weirdest thing. My kids are 27, 24, and 13. So I've been through the school system for a lot of years. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of years of being a parent to children who are in public school. And in all of that time, this has never happened. And it's the strangest thing, but we got this group text that said that the district was going to be closed today. They were canceling school today for the entire district because of a staff shortage. Isn't that weird? I just wonder. I mean, they didn't say illness. They didn't say, they didn't go into detail about why. But I just thought that that was very interesting that they would shut down the entire district for that. I mean, that must be some kind of a shortage, that they couldn't get subs or whatever the case was. And I'm just interested to hear, because there have been quite a few incidences. We get email reports regularly talking about the infection rates and, different, the number of students that have tested positive over the past week and stuff like that. And they take steps to prevent it. They deep clean every night, and the kids do wear masks to class. They wear masks all day in school. And so, they are taking preventative measures, but there is still spreading of the infection. So I'm interested to know if the staff shortage was due to illness, because that's kind of scary if that's the case. And I hope that this is not some kind of a foreshadowing of things to come, similar to what we went through 2 years ago when they closed the schools down entirely. That was absolutely horrible. So, and it was terrible for Nate. He was not a good online student. I know that a lot of kids weren't, but he really struggled with the online environment. And even last year they did a hybrid model where they went to school every other week. They split the grade into 2 groups, and 1 week one grade would go to school, and or 1 week one group would go to school. The next week that group would be virtual and the other group would go to school. And even that he had a difficult time with. So I really hope that we're not on the precipice of going back to a model like that, because it was, I feel it was detrimental to his education. I think that there's a lot that he missed out on that I'm hoping he can recover from, but we won't know. I mean, they did send home standardized test scores for the beginning of this school year, and he's above average on his reading and language skills, but at average for math. And he's always had a little bit more of a difficult time with math, but I find that really interesting because it's weird. He is in advanced math. So his his testing scores put him in the advanced math class, but he struggles with it. He has a hard time. So I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Just a little bit weird. But that is, so what else? What else is going on? Oh, I don't know. We finished off last night the last of our venison from last year. I made spaghetti with venison burger, and so Jeff needs to get busy getting us a deer. I have not yet been bow hunting this year, and I haven't bought my license yet, and we're pretty late in the year for bow hunting, and I think that I'm just going to call it a year with bow hunting and wait and get my license for rifle season. Rifle season for deer begins in Michigan on November 15th. And last year was the first year that I shot a deer with a rifle. I had previously only bow hunted, and it was just so much easier. It was just a lot easier. You know, you don't have, with a gun, you don't have to do all the tracking, and, you know, if you have a good shot, and all of that. So it just, I think I'm just going to gun hunt this year. I don't think I'm going to bow hunt. So this weekend we've got to get busy and we have a temporary, Jeff has a tree stand that he hunts in for bow season back in our woods, and we have like a pop-up type blind that we use for rifle season, a ground blind. So this weekend we're going to get that set up, and hopefully it's illegal to bait here in Michigan, so we can't bait for deer. But he has a couple trail cams set up in the woods, and he's been seeing deer, but he just hasn't been seeing anywhere he has a shot at them while he's been out hunting. And he's been pretty good about it. He's been hunting just about every night after work. So that's that. We like I said, we're out of venison now, so we need to get another deer. We really rely heavily on the venison that we get from hunting, and you know, we use it all year long. Last year we got 2 deer, and we just finished it up, so 2 deer last us a year. I think we could do 3. I think, you know, we could eat 3. Definitely, if the opportunity presented itself. So hopefully we'll have a successful year. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But we have a, in the back of our property, there's our pond that sits at the far back of our property, and then behind the pond is some woods that we own, and then behind that woods there's a field. And that field, the address for it is on the perpendicular road that we live on, if you know what I mean. So like, if this is the corner, our house is here, but our property goes way back to here, and that property is here and goes back. So our properties kind of meet up in the back, even though their address is on a different street. Well, that field sold, and it sold to a builder, and we are not excited about that at all, because that's where a lot of our deer traffic comes from, is through those fields, because beyond that is another farmer's field. So a lot of and then across the street is another farmer's field. So a lot of our deer traffic is dependent on the deer's ability to move between and amongst those fields. And if someone develops that land, we are going to be out of a hunting spot on our own property, which is going to be a shame, because it's really, really nice to be able to just, you know, not have to load up and go somewhere to hunt. You know, we have hunting right out our back door, which is, you know, not many people have that. It's a real luxury that we are able to do that. So we're hoping this technically could be the last year for us to be able to hunt on our own property, which is a bummer. We really should have looked into buying that land. It ended up, we looked into it when it went up for sale, and it actually went up for a pretty steep price, and we should have made an offer, because what they ended up selling it for was far discounted, a far lower price than what they had it listed for. So we really should have thought a little bit more seriously about it and made an offer on it. Just to have that land would have increased our property value, but in addition to that, it would have secured our hunting. And our house is paid off, so, you know, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal to have that payment on that land. I think it was like 10 acres or something like that. But we missed the boat. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Jeff and I are the kings and queens of woulda, coulda, shoulda. We're trying to maybe act a little bit more quickly on things and not have those regrets going forward. But it's kind of a character flaw. We both are kind of that way. We hem and haw about things and think, well, we really should do this, or, you know, this is happening. Should we take part in it? Should we, you know, get in on this deal? And then we don't, and wish we would have. I can't count the number of things that I wish that, you know, that I've seen on Facebook Marketplace or someplace like that and thought, gee, you know, that would be really nice. That's a good deal. And then we wait on it and it's gone. We did that buying a boat too. When we bought our fishing boat, we kind of missed out on a lot of good opportunities. We did finally end up with a really good boat, but we missed out on some good ones too. What else was I going to talk to you guys about? Dun, dun, dun. There was something that just popped into my head, and now it popped out because it did. Huh. Oh, so I've got a little bone to pick with Joann's. I'm a little bit salty about something. So I go on Joann's website and I'm looking at yarn, right? Because of course I am, because that's my new obsession. And I get this, they had a thing where, you know, you scratch off a little coupon and you get whatever that coupon is. And I got 25% off your total purchase, including sale prices. And I thought, well, shoot, that is a good coupon. 25% is, you know, that if you're buying, you know, enough yarn to make a blanket, that's a chunk of change, because yarn is not cheap. And so I start looking, and I put a bunch of stuff in my basket, and I check out, and I got enough yarn to do multiple projects. You guys, I bought $300 worth of yarn. So I placed the order, and I'm all excited, and then I get an email from them that says some of your items had to be canceled because they're out of stock. So I go and look at my order. They canceled every item. Every single item on my order they canceled. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Why would they have it listed as available on the site if it was actually out of stock? And I got to thinking, did they do that just because I placed a big order and used that big coupon? So I picked one of the items, because I wasn't going to, you know, do everything without the coupon. But I picked one of the items and I ordered it again in the same quantity. And guess what? The order went through just fine and dandy. So those jokers, I personally think, and I'm an eternal conspiracy theorist, so I could be wrong on this, but I think that they didn't want to honor the 25% off coupon because I had placed such a big order, and they decided, oh, we'll just, you know, cancel it and say it's out of stock. That's my personal opinion. But like I said, huge conspiracy theorist, so there's that. I've got quite a bit of orders out there. I've got some stuff coming from DAC I'm excited about. I've got some stuff coming from, where else did I just, oh, I'm trying a new company. So I just placed an order. I have seen some unboxings and I've heard some things from some people, but I haven't purchased anything yet from them. But I've got an order placed with Oraloa. So if you don't know about Oraloa, they're a newer diamond painting company, and they're based, I believe they're based in the United States. They ship from the United States, I know. And I just couldn't find anything that I loved on their site. And I finally did find something that I liked. So I ordered it, and hopefully it'll be here soon. I haven't gotten a shipping notification or anything on it yet, but I'll let you know when it gets here. Then I have another really exciting order. I'm super excited for this order that's going to be here on Monday. So stay tuned and come back on Monday, because I am going to have an epic unboxing. It is going to be, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be cool. I'm really excited about it. It's kind of another dream type canvases like that I've wanted and finally bought. Quite pricey, and so that's why I had to wait a while to get it. But it's coming, and I'm so excited. So that is that, and what else do I have to say? What else? Well, there is not much else going on in my world besides crafting. There never really is. I do have some more cross-stitch stuff coming from 123 Stitch. I think I'm going to do another Not Quite a Floss Tube. I did one Not Quite a Floss Tube, and I think I'm going to do another. Apparently, floss tube, there's a very, I don't want to say rigid, but set formula for how a floss tube is to be presented, and I don't do it that way. So I'm going to have show some cross-stitch stuff, but it's not going to be a floss tube. It's going to be Not Quite a Floss Tube. I'm going to do it my way, and you know what? It's my channel. I can do whatever I want. I can stand on my head and sing lullabies if I feel like it, and nobody can stop me. There's going to be a video coming out also, just to warn you guys, that is going to be a beginner's how to cross-stitch, how to kit up, how to get started, how to actually do the stitches, everything like that. And there's a very good reason for that. I know that in one of my lives we were talking about donating kits, and some suggestions were given, and I had some ideas too about different places that I could donate some of my excess craft supplies, cross-stitch. I want them to go to a good home. I want them to go to a charitable organization, someone who would, be appreciative of the donation. So I did a lot of thinking about it, and I had my heart set and had decided on a women's shelter, and I still may do that in the future. But what happened was kind of serendipitous. I think a lot of things happen for a reason, and this is one of those instances when I think something just happened for a reason. When we were in Florida on vacation, I don't remember if I told you guys about this or not, but I met an art teacher from Kansas, and she teaches high school art in a economically downtrodden area. They're having a really hard time financially in the area that she teaches, and she has a hard time with funding and with finding good projects that her students are interested in. And I was chit-chatting with her, and I told her about my YouTube channel, and I told her about diamond painting, and she thought that sounded fascinating. So I got her contact information, and I just yesterday mailed off to her a bunch of diamond painting kits with all the supplies, and as well I sent her some cross-stitch kits, some stamped cross-stitch kits. So that's not something, diamond painting is pretty self-explanatory. You don't really need a lot of instruction. You can pretty easily just pick it up and get started with it. But with cross-stitch, you need a little bit little bit of help probably getting started. So I'm going to do a video for her students on, you know, introductory cross stitch. So if you see something like that come out, don't be alarmed. I haven't lost my marbles. It's targeted towards her students. And I would just make it a private video, but I actually had a request from a subscriber to show how to do it as well. So I know there's tons of videos out there, but I had a request for it, so I thought, why not just make it a public video and put it out there, and, you know, everybody can see. So if that's not your bag, if that's not your thing, it's not going to hurt my feelings if you skip those kind of videos. I do have some more stamped cross-stitch kits coming to show you as well. Again, if that's not your bag, that's not your scene, totally understand. I mean, I do so many crafts that, yeah, I do all the crafts. So I'm going to show all of them, and I dare you to try to stop me. Can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. So I was, oh, I'm really coming along on this. This is working up nice and fast. I love it when that happens. This is going to look cute. I love this gingham plaid. It's going to look really cute. Is that what it's called, gingham plaid? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what or is it just plaid? What makes it gingham? I don't know the definition, so I probably shouldn't use words that I don't know the definitions of. Huh. Yeah. Story of my life. Story of my life. The drills on this are really nice, too. I'm pleasantly, not surprised, but they're pretty good drills. And I like the colors. It's not really it's interesting because there's very, very little white in this diamond painting. It's like a very pale pink. What's the DMC for it? J819. So it's a very, very pale pink. But this is coming along really nicely. I'm really liking how fast this is working up. That other one, man, that fall one, whoo, that is a bear. It's just such confetti in it. I don't understand why. Like each pumpkin has about 10 shades of orange, it feels like. And not even orange, it has, you know, all different colors. All different colors. So I don't know if I told you guys, my sister has recently been getting into crafting. And the reason is, and I don't know, she's making like wreaths and garland and things like that. I think primarily things for the holidays. And we have a farm near us that, and actually it's kind of a funny story. So my ex-husband bought a horse farm several years ago, and he doesn't own horses or anything like that, but he rented out stable and pasture and residency to people who did boarding. That's the word I'm trying to come up with. People boarded their horses with him on his property. And he had that farm for, I don't know, several years, and decided that, you know, he's getting up there. He's 14 years older than I am. So he's in his 60s now, and he just decided that that was just too much work for him. It was just a lot, getting to be a lot. He has some back issues, and it was just all too much. So he decided to put the farm up for sale, and he ended up selling it to some people who, it had a beautiful, almost new barn in it with horse stalls and all that. And the barn even had a built-in apartment and an office, and it's a very beautiful barn. And I mean, the barn is probably nicer than my house in some spots, to be honest with you. And when he sold it, the people he sold it to, they went ahead and put an addition onto the front of it. and they converted it to a country store. So they're a country store that sell all kinds of crafts and they sell pumpkins and straw and apples and pies and cookies and cakes and cider and fresh milk and just all kind, just basic farm stuff, as well as crafts. And they accept crafts on consignment. So in other words, you can, if you have, craft items that you'd like to put for sale, you can take them there, and for a percentage, they will sell them in their shop. And my sister has been getting into making crafts, and she got hooked up with the people who own my ex-husband's farm now, and she has quite a few of her things for sale there. And I thought that is a great idea. And I think, so the reason for, you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with all these blankets that I'm making, all this crocheting that I'm doing. I'm going to sell them. I know that I'm not going to make money, and I don't care. But even if I can just recoup my expenses, that would be amazing, because you can only gift so many blankets, and you only need so many blankets. And I'm just having so much fun making them that why not, why not sell them and try to recoup some expenses, and then that can go on to fund further craft projects. So that's my plan. I'm going to get in touch with the lady over there and see if I can work with her. And I think they take like 15% or something like that. And like I said, I'm not looking to make any money, so it'll just be a way for me to peddle my wares and find them good homes, because they're beautiful. And, who wouldn't want a handmade blanket? I love handmade gifts. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows how I feel about homemade gifts. I love, love, love them. My Christmas gifts, speaking of homemade gifts, are going well. I am making some progress on my diamond paintings, and a little bit of progress on my cross stitch. I saw a funny meme today on Facebook. It said, crafter, quote, or November, quote, I'm going to make beautiful handmade gifts for everybody I love. December, quote, I love 2 people. And I thought, isn't that so very true? I had like the best intentions of, I'm going to make all of these gifts for people. Everybody's going to have this gorgeous handmade gift. And now here it is, the first week of November, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to get done. I'm already facing the reality of the fact that there's no way that I'm going to get done all of the things that I need to get done, or that I had planned for myself to get finished. And I'll show you guys my finishes as I complete them. Like I said, there was just that one this week. I really need to get back into diamond painting more. I've just been bedazzled by yarn. It's just, there's so much beautiful yarn out there. I can't help myself. Just can't help myself. And oh my gosh, but DAC is going to kill me this weekend. I was looking at Instagram, and I saw the upcoming new releases for this Saturday, the ones that they've previewed so far. And oh my goodness, you guys know I'm going to have at least one, if not all. I think there's only 2. There might be more than 2 of those deer winter scenery ones. Aren't those just absolutely beautiful? I think they said that they were by McNeil Studios, so they're not like a Chuck Pinson or an Abraham Hunter or anything like that, but they are gorgeous nevertheless. And so I think that, especially if they come out in a round, yes, I will have them all. I didn't look to see if they were round or square. I should do that just out of curiosity. Should look to see whether they're round or square, because I prefer round. And I don't know, and maybe I go through phases. Like, I think I'm just squared out right now because all of my big canvases that I'm working on are mainly squares. But does anybody else do that? Do you go back and forth? Do you get squared out or get rounded out, and you just need a square in your life, or you just need a round in your life? That's where I am right now with squares. I got too many going on. Too many. Oh, so big announcement. Maddie's coming home this weekend. So I'm going to announce it here, and I will also schedule it in YouTube. So if you have notifications turned on for my channel, you will also get the notification 30 minutes before and when it happens. If you don't have notifications turned on for my channel, why not? It's easy enough to do. Just click on the bell and turn on notifications. And then you will find out when things are happening. Like, for example, Maddie and I are going to go live on Saturday night. Yes, we are. We are going to have a Saturday night Gnome It Up party. She has a gnome that she is... I'm not sure if she's started on it yet or if she's going to start on it on Saturday. But we're going to do a live and work on some gnome diamond paintings together and have some fun, have some wine, have some laughs. So I hope that you guys will be able to come and join us. We're going to do it at 9 o'clock. That's Eastern time, 9 o'clock Saturday. Hopefully giving you guys a little bit advance notice. You'll be able to make it. I've really had an enjoyable time so far doing lives, and I was actually going to do one by myself. I don't want you to think that I'm afraid to do it by myself, because I'm not, but it just so happened that Maddie's going to come home this weekend, so voila, it will be ours. She's also going to, and I hope that oh my gosh, you guys, so I sincerely hope... I'm a little bit worried about something with her coming home this weekend, and let me tell you what it is. I sincerely hope that I am not going to fall down another rabbit hole, but I have an inkling, I have a feeling in my pit of my gut that I'm about to fall down another crafting rabbit hole. And please, somebody stop me, because I can afford another craft like I can afford a hole in my head. I don't have time for another craft. I have had insomnia all week this week, like literally from 4 a.m. until 10 a.m. today was the first time I have slept since Monday, and today's Thursday. So if I seem a little bit out of it today, that's probably why. I'm having a hard time collecting my thoughts and remembering everything that I want to say to you guys. It's so weird. I should really start writing things down as they come to me, because yesterday I had all these thoughts in my head of all these things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and now today the time is here and I'm forgetting everything. And I know just as soon as I post this video, they're going to come back to my head and I'll remember. But that being said, so the new crafting rabbit hole, not we, see, I'm already including myself in it, and I'm not going to do it. I'm telling you, I'm not going to do it. You might remember, if you watched our long car trip vlog, her talking about wanting to get into scrapbooking. Well, she has resisted the temptation thus far. However, she just ordered a whole kit and caboodle of scrapbooking supplies, and she is bringing them with her this weekend. And she wants to start scrapbooking. So watch out, because I hope the bug doesn't bite me, but it might. I mean, there's a good chance, especially if it looks fun. If it seems fun, I might dive right in. And when I dive into something, you guys know, I dive in with both feet. I don't just dunk my toe in the water. Oh, no, no. Au contraire. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 150%. And I don't know if that is a character strength or a character flaw. Sometimes I think it's both. I think in certain circumstances, like for my work life, that was actually a strength, because when I took on a project, I really, really went gung-ho with it and saw it through to the end and, you know, excelled with it. But in my crafting life, it can be a bit of a nightmare. I now have a closet full of yarn and more yarn on the way, for example. I don't have anywhere to put all this yarn. I've got, how many projects did I show you that I'm currently working on? And so, yeah, if I've got one more craft to take up my very valuable, precious time, that's even less diamond painting that I'm going to be able to do. And I have to tell you, I haven't been doing much diamond painting, and I am really, really enjoying sitting here and diamond painting. So I think that I am going to put the yarn away for the day, and I am going to devote my entire day today to diamond painting. That's all I'm going to do is diamond paint, because I'm really having a good time, and I wonder how long it will take me to get this one finished. This one is a little bit different of a size. It's a 35 by 45, which is kind of non-standard. So it's just a little bit bigger than a 30 by 40. But it's, I just find that an interesting size. I think this is probably the only diamond painting I have that is this size. It's kind of a novel size. And I don't know why you care, but I just thought I'd mention it. You probably don't care about any of the crap I've been talking about, but that's okay. You listen to me anyways. I'm good company, right? Right. Well, at least I hope I am anyways. But again, keep posting those pictures to Instagram. Remember, the hashtag is NomevemberDP, with DP at the end. And keep, I've been doing a really good job of keeping up on Instagram and making sure that I look at everybody's pictures and I like everybody's pictures. And I am so happy to see so many people participating. I have gotten so many comments about people who are participating, and I'm really, really excited. I was a little bit worried about it being my first event, and I needn't have worried. So I want to say thank you to Mindy again for including me in this, and I'm having just a really good time with it. And I hope you guys are as well. And I wish you luck winning Mindy's prize this week. Oh, a note about YouTube comments. I need to sincerely apologize. I was wondering what the deuce is going on, because I hadn't been getting any comments. And I was like, huh, that is so weird. Like, nobody wants to talk to me. So I went back, and instead of looking at my notifications, I looked at my actual videos themselves. I found a month's worth of comments that I never responded to and never saw. So I had my notifications jacked up somehow, and I don't know how. Don't ask me. I'm a computer idiot. And so if you sent me a comment and I didn't respond to it, I am so sorry. I read all of those comments yesterday. I hearted most of them, I hearted all of them, and I replied to as many of them as I could. There were literally hundreds, and I am so, so sorry that I did that. I fixed my problem, and I am on the ball and caught up. I believe I'm caught up. If there's something that you told me or asked me and I didn't respond to you, please, please, please tell me or ask me again, because I didn't see it. Because I believe that I'm caught up now. Yeah, I'm real sorry about that. I feel terrible, because I feel like when people take the time to comment, I feel like they deserve an answer, that, you know, or some kind of acknowledgement at least. And I don't ever want anyone to feel like I ignored them. That would be the worst thing in my mind to have happen. I would feel so terrible if somebody felt like I was ignoring them. So if that happened to you, I'm really, really sorry, and please, please comment again and just let me know. And I know, I watch YouTube on my television. So when I'm watching YouTube, I don't have my computer out. I'm watching it through my TV. And so for me to comment on something, it takes a bit. I mean, I've got to, turn off, pause my TV, go onto my computer, pull up the video, find the video that I was watching, and it's a deliberate, event for me to take the time to comment on videos. And that's why a lot of times you'll see that I mean, well, maybe you probably don't know, but creators would know, or people I'm subscribed to would know, that I don't comment a lot. And it's just because I'm watching on my TV, and, I don't go back then on my computer and do it. But I'm always watching. I'm always watching. I'm like a stalker, always watching. So don't say anything bad about me, because I'm always watching, everybody. Claire, Mindy, I'm always watching. All of you, Diana, I'm watching. I'm kidding. That sounded so creepy, didn't it? I'm a creeper. All of you who have channels, I'm watching. But seriously, I do watch everything. I don't often comment. So when somebody does take the time to comment to me, I feel like they deserve at least an acknowledgement, if not a response. And I'm really sorry if I offended anybody or made anybody feel slighted or ignored. I feel terrible about it. I really, really do. And hopefully that will never happen again. Unless I get sick or something and I can't, comment for a while, or I can't do it for a while. But let's knock on wood that that's not going to happen. I've been feeling pretty good lately, with the exception of this insomnia that I've got going on. Haven't had many bladder problems and haven't had many IBS problems lately. So let's pray that that keeps going through the holidays. I've spent a couple holidays really, really sick, and it is not fun at all, especially when you've got kids and grandkids that are depending on you to produce a happy holiday, and here you are miserable. It really can be tough. But thankfully I've been feeling really good. So, but that's all I wanted to say. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for a long time. See, I think I don't have anything to say, and then I look up and it's been over an hour. So I'll let you guys go. Thank you for watching and hanging out with me. And again, if you were looking for prizes for this week's November event, you'll want to check out Mindy's WIP and Chat from yesterday, November 3rd, and she will have the prize information for this week. Next week will be my week for prizes, and I'm super excited. I think I've got some good stuff. I hope that you guys will like it. So I hope you all have a great day, have a great weekend, and I will see you again. You'll see me every day. I've got unbaggings and unboxings coming, videos every day. So there will be no lack of things for you to see of Angie, as if you need more of me, right? And I will talk to you again on Saturday. Don't forget, Saturday, if you're not doing anything, come hang out with Maddie and I, and we will chit-chat and have some fun and laugh and diamond paint. All right, 9 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you all there. And I hope you guys all have a great, great, great rest of your day. All right, thanks a lot for watching, and gnome it up. Have fun with the gnomes. All right, see you guys. Bye.